Snowflake's core strength is in data. We are an incredibly efficient analytics store and also doing things in the transactional space. And over time, we have added really cool features like data sharing. And this has been revolutionary for many industries. I told you I ran the payments team. We used to have integrations with multiple, like hundreds of different partners who would send us FTP files every day. Sadly, payment settlements still work on FTP files. Super error prone. Each one of them is a project. Stuff would break every single day. What Snowflake data sharing did was it made data sharing real time, cross cloud, and integration less. And so that was like part 2 of what Snowflake did. And then the cloud came from the fact that we said, if you want to write data-centric application, if you want to run code, you're better off just running it right next to the data as opposed to taking data out and doing something else with it. And that part is also our partnership sort of extensibility strategy. We want to make it easy for people to write things that act on data. Now, AI is a horizon. And the reason I say that is I think of it as a set of foundational capabilities that is going to change everything in the data ecosystem. It's going to make migrations from one system to another much, much easier. It is going to make it easier for you to create data pipelines that transform data. It's going to make it easier for you to have declarative rules, for example, that say things like, hey, if PII accidentally comes into the schema, make sure that you warn me. And then obviously, AI being used in data pipelines to transform data, things like, extracting sentiment, extracting summaries from customer feedback, or pulling things out, structured data out from documents that customers have. And so we enable those things. We also build a few applications. What I mean by that, something like a chatbot, I consider it's an application template rather than an entry point. We want to make it trivial for people to create chatbots. We want to make it trivial for people to be able to ask business questions of structured data that is in Snowflake. Roughly the way you should think about it is anything that you want to do with AI on data that is in Snowflake, we will make it easy, efficient, and reliable. That's our AI strategy. And in terms of what goes into the core, it is basically around foundational capabilities in language models, whether it is for the purposes of like embedding and RAG, retrieval augmented generation, or for being able to do things like talking to your data, which is now tool use, more SQL generation, or agentic things, again, on top of data. You want to make sure that that's part of the core platform. That leaves a huge amount of space for partners. We have partners. I talked about Landing.ai, Andrew Ng's company. They do vision model. So if you want to extract structured data from pathology reports, their Landing Lens works incredibly well. But we also work with other partners like Relational.ai. And so we work with a lot of partners to extend what is possible. One of my PMs built like a demo pretty much in a couple of hours that can take an open source, like the Whisper model, use that to drive transcripts from videos sitting in S3, and then to use our semantic index to create a chatbot. You can go from I have videos to I have a chatbot that can tell me or that can let me converse in natural language on what's in these videos. And so these are the things that we want to make possible with the extensibility part. We're going to be very, very good at the core of what AI can do with data, but we work with a lot of partners and we want us to be a true platform where we drive a lot of value. So I think of this very much as a win-win because the space is so vast right now.